Uh, I can go. Uh, so these are a little more on the rough and ready side, probably cutting more next week. Have not gotten design love other than my own personal design love. But anyway, so we have this existing connection environments concept where you can set up these connection environments and toggle around between them in a branch. So trying to extend it so you can use a user attribute to toggle between connection environments. So let's set it up real quick, and this UI will totally change. So this should not really be used as the uh, demo for what the UI will look like. Triple check that actually worked. But just basically like set it up. There's a user attribute name. There's some values for the user attribute that will take your the default connection, and then there's some values that will take this connection environment, which is an alternative connection. So if I pop over here, I see that my personal user has Boozle as its value. So if I go here, I see one count that it's a number from one of the databases, and Foozle was the one that was getting the connection environment, so that's it working. If I change it to this, work, pop over 199. And if I hop into, and actually let's change it back. And what should happen, this again, a little rough, but I think this one should work fine. If I pop into a branch, yeah, so now what's happening when I pop into a branch is I have ditched the user attribute control basically, and I'm back to this explicit control, which I think is the right behavior. So like basically as a developer, you can go in, you don't need to mess around with your own value of user attribute. You can go into branch mode and just test it out by jumping between the branches.
Stephen, does this start opening up like different Snowflake warehouses to run things type stuff that we've heard asks from?
That is the maybe. It's I'm thinking we might want to do something special for that because it's like really heavy to set up different connections just to toggle between Snowflake warehouses. So that particular one, we may want to just build a special one.
I agree with that,
But
I
it could
do
be
think
done.
like, you could accomplish it not too hard. You just set up two environments and set up the user attributes, right?
You could, yes, you could accomplish it. But I think most people mostly want it for like this dashboard runs here or this schedule.
Yeah, it tends to not be a user-based dimension.
No, that's fair. It's just if someone wanted to test the experience now, I think just having a response is pretty interesting as a starting point, and then it means that we can come and clean it up if we want.
Yeah.
Stephen, for that other use case, would you envision mapping to environment still?
Probably not. It would probably be like truly a one-off, like maybe even like a model parameters back, the kind of thing you want like a workbook, or like you want to just set it on a schedule or something, or maybe I don't know, but just something that's a little bit more lightweight.
Stephen, is this a way internally as well to allow folks to flexibly manage database permissioning? So let's say you had like a connection with PII and one without PII, you could dynamically expose or conceal that info?
Yes, that would be the kind, because it's essentially just two totally different connections. And again, like the development switching, it even is two different schema models. So you could literally have fields that were not even there when you switched into one connection environment, because they don't come through in the schema model for that connection. So yes.
And does it share the same model? So like of the things that are the same, like if you have the same users table between, is the modeling, like, is it the same, I guess?
Yeah. So same model. Yeah, that's basically it. Same model, same shared model, switching between different schema models and different connections, basically, depending on the environment. Any more questions?
Would we extend the concept to the DBT environment settings and things, or no plan to do that?
No plan to do that above my DBT pay grade.